welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be what not to say to a transgender woman. So if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my laptop just because I have some notes and things on here of talking points that I want to make sure to mention. Let's just get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to say is do not, please, do not use the word tranny. Do not use the word crossdresser. Please do not use those two words. First of all, transgender women are not crossdressers. And second of all, tranny is a very offensive term. It's kind of just like a derogatory term that no one needs to be saying, and it's just rude and unnecessary. So let's just keep away from those terms. Also, do not, please, do not ask what genitalia they have. Do not ask if they have gotten the surgery. Do not ask when they want to get the surgery. Do not ask if they want to get the surgery. Those are very inappropriate questions. The only time that those are okay to ask is if they are brought up to you. For me personally, I do not get very offended by stuff like this. Also, it's just kind of like disrespectful because it's very private stuff. Like, we're not asking you what kind of genitalia you have, but generally speaking, do not bring those things up and do not ask those questions because truly it's none of your business. Also, the thing of, wow, you look so good now. Like, I could never even tell. What did you look like as a boy? Do not bring that up. Don't bring it up. I think it's rude. I think that sometimes it can be, definitely misconstrued and come off like extremely offensive. It definitely depends on the conversation that's being had and the context of the conversation. And, as a trans woman, we take so long and work so hard to have our exterior match our interior. And I think that people don't necessarily understand that, and I think that's by someone saying, oh, what did you look like as a boy? It kind of is taking away everything that we work so hard for, even though I get it, you're just curious, but I think it's not appropriate to ask. So, example, I go by Joey, and I also go by Jojo, and if someone was to come up to me and say, well, what's your real name? My real name is Jojo. My real name is Joey. People use the terminology dead name. I don't really like that. What my previous name was is honestly none of your business because you will never call me by that, so why do you need to know that? I think that that is something that could be super rude, or like, what was your name before? Well, you know my name now and you don't need to know my name before, but thank you for the curiosity and the question, but you don't need to know. Also, sometimes people like try to do this to get to know you and like lighthearted conversation. And once again, I'm a very open book. I try not to get offended by too much because people are just curious. But in a generalized case of my video, people asking, when did you know? How did you know? I get it. You're curious. You want information. Sometimes I'm okay to give that information and that's not the problem. But what I will say is that it's a loaded question, and that's a deep question, and it can be different for every single person. Mine stems from when I was a little kid. Someone else might stem from, their teenage years. You just never know, and I think that's a very, personal thing, and I think that that's not something that someone wants to share with everybody, and maybe they don't want to be open about it. I think asking something like that could be, very offensive and a little bit too personal. Also, asking questions of, well, how does sex work? Or what role do you take on? Are you the man? Are you the woman? It doesn't matter what happens inside my bedroom. It also doesn't matter what happens inside my relationship. Thank you so much for the curiosity, but it's truly none of your business. I think that all of these things are people just being curious, cis people being curious, which I understand, but there's Google, there's YouTube. You really want to know, don't ask somebody these questions. Also, never, ever, ever call a trans woman by her previous name. Don't do it. Please don't do it. It's happened to me. It's super offensive. It's super awkward. It's very uncomfortable and just completely disrespectful. Also, never ask them, you used to be a boy, right? You were born a boy. Don't ask them that. And also don't ask them, how do you look the way you do? You were born a boy, but you look so much like a woman. How did you do it? Please do not say those things. I think it's super, super offensive, and I keep saying that. I'm trying to reiterate it because I hope that maybe someone that isn't super knowledgeable on this topic maybe will come across this video and understand from a trans woman point of view things that you should and shouldn't say. Or if you are trans, you can share this with somebody and some of your cis friends or cis family if you are early transitioning. I just feel like some of these questions are very disrespectful and just a little bit too personal. And if someone that is transgender wants to share these with you and feels comfortable enough sharing these things with you, then they will bring them up to you. But especially if you're a stranger meeting someone out at a party, a family party, like a get together, a restaurant, whatever it may be. Let's say you're at work and your coworkers, like these can be very offensive questions. And it definitely is, you know, situational, person to person, in context of a conversation. But I think generalized saying that these are offensive things to say. And I just kind of wanted to put this out as a quick little video. And I definitely hope that you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.